Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and I want to talk about why it is so absolutely critical that he defeats President Donald Trump. So I actually have an amazing amount of sympathy for Trump voters. I know why they're voting for him. They want to be able to buy eggs. They want to be able to buy cars. They want to be able to buy houses. The Democrats have proven they can never, ever be trusted, right? I think the Democrats are a useful party. I think the way the Democrats should be used is Republicans should rule for 20 years, right? They should win like five elections in a row. And then we should bring in the Democrats for their nonsense for one term. And why is that? Because they have a genuine unicorn tears and rainbow dreams milieu, right? The things they want are good. They want inclusiveness. They want love. They want kindness. They want tolerance, right? They're not Darth Vader candidates, which is really quite literally what you get when you're dealing with the Republicans. The Republicans, first of all, they don't want anything to change. That's not that great, right? Like it's conserve, like literally don't change anything, preserve everything, right? And then the other thing is they're not for kindness or tolerance or love, right? But so why would you ever vote for them? For one, you can buy eggs and cars and houses, right? They can actually make an economy run, which the Democrats cannot. They also cannot keep us nationally safe, and they've proven this. They've proven this over and over and over, right? And in the last 3 years, they have put us on the brink of destruction within 3 years. So that's why people will vote for President Donald Trump. Is he will run the Republican playbook. The Republican playbook keeps us safe and keeps us rich. Period. Right? But there needs to be balance on both sides, right? So the biggest issue is I get it. I get why people would vote for Donald Trump. Now, why would you never vote for Donald Trump like me? I'm a never Trumper, by the way. And the reason why is he's a liar. He's a flat-out, admitted, self-labeling liar. He lies constantly, right? Now, what I want to talk about today is that is hard to understand why that is so destructive when it worked out so well, right? Well, I think the answer is in Peter McIndoe. So yesterday I watched the TED Talk of Peter McIndoe. Who is Peter McIndoe? Peter McIndoe is the leader of Birds Aren't Real, okay? What on earth is Birds Aren't Real? Birds Aren't Real is a big giant question mark. I don't think we even now know what it was. Peter McIndoe said it was a comedy experiment. Okay? Peter McIndoe said that it was a ridiculous lie. He even says this isn't true. We told a lie. He says it flat out. He says, it's not true what we were telling Americans. So he told Americans for about 3 years that birds weren't real, that all birds were essentially flying drones, or they were, that the government put chemicals in them. They said all kinds of things like, if it flies, it spies, right? And what he was doing is highly under question, right, now on the other side of it. So there's this big question mark about what birds aren't real. If you are most kind to Peter McIndoe, you would take him and say, okay, he was running a comedy experiment to teach people that they shouldn't believe in conspiracies because conspiracies are so easy to construct, right? Here's the problem. In order to do this, Peter McIndoe, he didn't just do this on the internet. He very much did this on the internet, right? But he got a van, and this is the part that's outrageously evil, in my opinion. He got a van, and he went to actual small towns and large towns and set up his van and talked to people face to face. He says in character, right? And he would have these debates with them that birds were not real. And he talked to over 1,000 people. Excuse me. And he talked to over 1,000 people, And he talked to them for thousands of hours, cumulative hours, right? And he lied thousands of times, right? This is the height of villainy in 2023. This is why Donald Trump cannot be elected again. Anytime, and I really think Peter McIndoe has scarred his soul. I don't think he will ever recover from lying to people for 3 years straight, right? Because I think what happens when you lie to people constantly for whatever reason, and you could tell yourself that it's justified, but you scar your soul, you sear your soul. You make it so that you don't even know the difference between truth and falsehood. And I think that's where Trump is, right? He does not even know what truth is. I don't think he even believes there is a truth. There is simply what he says and what can move him 1 inch forward for his own personal gain. And that is why he has to be kept away from leadership. He has to be kept away from leadership. And right now, the best choice, the noble choice, the moral choice, the ethical choice is Vivek Ramaswamy. He solves 100 problems and keeps that villain, Donald Trump, out of office. President Donald Trump is a habitual liar, right? For 3 years, Peter McIndoe made himself a habitual liar. Does he have the ability to tell the truth today? I'll tell you right now, I don't think he deserved the TED Talk that was given to him. I think he lied to people for 3 years, and for that, he's a villain, in my humble opinion. Anyone who lies all the time, constantly, right? Habitually, regularly, right? I don't care what your reason is. You're a villain. We need to keep villains out of leadership. That's why electing Vivek Ramaswamy is so important. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.